Hi everyone, my name is Steve. Today, we're going to go through how we can better prepare for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. So AWS has a bunch of offerings in terms of trainings and certificates and exams. The first one, which is often the most foundational one, that is the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. We'll just do a quick Google search, say AWS Certification. Okay, let's see, AWS Certification. AWS Certification here. You can see this graph here. So there are three different levels: foundational, associate, and professional. The very foundational certificate or training or exam, which is this one, Cloud Practitioner, AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. This is the one that I just took this past Monday. So as everything is still very fresh in my mind, I like to make a video to help people to go through how to attend the training and schedule the exams and prep for the exams and eventually take the exam and be AWS certified. So for me, I've been working as a hands-on developer for the past 5+ years, and everything that I do is built on top of cloud, specifically on AWS. So I've been using AWS for the past 5+ years. So that's the background about me. But if you don't, that's fine as well. It says 6 for foundational. It says 6 months of fundamental AWS cloud and industry knowledge is good enough. So that's about this one. And later on, you can go through different tracks: architect, operations, developer, and there is specialty, right? Advanced networking, machine learning. So today, I'm just going to cover the very foundational and the very basic, the first one, which is AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. The passing score is around 70%. I think it's a scaled. They do a standard distribution or something. The duration of the exam total is 90 minutes. For the duration of the exam, I think 90 minutes is way more than enough. It's just giving you a lot of time to really give you enough time to digest, to go through every single question, to understand every wording possible, to make sure that you can pass it. So I think I used only 31 minutes. The result of your exam just showed up immediately after you fill out the satisfaction survey of the testing center. Exam format. The format of the exam consists of two formats. One is multiple choice, single response. You are given 4 different choices, and only one of them is marked. It should be marked as your response to as your chosen response to the specific question, to the given question. And the other format is multiple choice, multiple response. And you don't need to worry about which one. You might ask, which one is a multiple choice single response, which one is a multiple choice multiple response. You don't need to worry about that. If it's multiple choice multiple response, they will give you a hint in the parentheses and in bold font saying, please pick 2 of the most desired responses, or please pick 3 of the most desired responses. So you don't need to worry about it. For the rest, it will just ask you which one of the following 4 choices is the most appropriate one. The cost of the exam is $100, period. That's the cost. You have to pay for that. Expiration, the certificate, once you get it, is valid for 3 years. It's always good to have a refresher because AWS just iterates so fast. Every year at their Las Vegas reInvent, they just published so many new services. It's very good to have a refresher every 3. I would even say every 2 years is good enough to, but it says it's valid for 3 years. That's good. And then there are total of 4 subjects that you really wanted to study for. First is cloud concepts. Again, the exam that we're going through is called AWS Cloud Practitioner. This is the most foundational exam or training or certificate that you're going to get. It introduces a lot of very basic cloud concepts. So you want to study for that. Second is security. Security is the most important thing of the cloud, right? Because, like, say, back in the days, 2004 or 2006, when AWS was initially launched, people were worried about security of moving their on-premise data structures, data or infrastructure into the cloud. They are worried about security. So AWS is built with security on top of their mind. So security is a very core component that you want to study for. Third is technology. Of course, AWS is about technology. So you want to study the most basic, very core, essential technologies that AWS has to offer. The last one is billing and pricing. Of course, everybody that moves their data, their infrastructure, their services onto the AWS would care about prices, right? Everybody has, in the end of the day, you have to pay. It's not that you move everything into the cloud, then you are free of bills. No, you still have to pay. But it's not like you have to invest very heavily upfront, right? You don't need to buy a lot of DB servers. You don't need to buy a lot of hardware in your own internal data center. Instead, you just pay as you go. That's actually one of the very great benefits that AWS or the cloud offers, which is pay as you go, or elasticity, or flexibility. So you want to understand how AWS bills the customers. So these are the 4 subjects that you want to study for. And in terms of studying, of course, you want there is multiple training. Say there's AWS training over here, training overview, training FAQ. We can take a look here, AWS Digital Training Classroom. There, of course, you can attend their different trainings. I would say make the max use of the free digital training over there. There is also AWS white papers. For every single AWS services that they offer, there's always a white paper. Go through the white paper, see the availability that they offer. The 11.9s, for example, S3 offers 11.9s, 99.999, 11.9s availability. All of those numbers are in their white papers. And also AWS training, you want to take, some of them are paid. So if you find it, I would say I took the AWS training, which is very helpful. The lecturer that taught us, he's been teaching in technology field for the past 20 years. So he's super experienced. Plus we got a very awesome TA or teaching assistant who's also very experienced and very responsive to our questions. So that's very helpful. And one more thing that I'd like to highlight, which is this thing, Wiz Labs. This is something that is recommended by our instructor. Of course, the training itself is very beneficial, that I would highly recommend. But after that, still before the exam, before you schedule exam, I'd like to always have a crash course to help me get a basic feeling of what the actual exam would look like, right? And then our lecturer pointed us to this one, Wiz Labs. This is a very helpful and cool crash course. Okay, so let me just log in. I think it's like only 10 bucks or something. Very, in terms of cost effectiveness, this is a very highly recommended course that I would recommend anybody who would like to take this certificate exam and get AWS certified. I would highly recommend it. So there is one free test. Since I bought this course, so all of these, they don't show buy, they just show a start button. I've finished all of them. They turn out to be super helpful before I show up in the exam. So to protect their intellectual property, I'm not going to show you guys the actual exam that only after I purchased, you could access. I'm going to show you guys the free one, how this crash course really helps. So see, start exam, or just start. I'd like to show you guys. Like say, this is the real how the exam is looking like. Okay, so for example, if we pick this one, I can either mark it a review or not. I usually don't do that. So let's pick next. And what I'm going to do is, it doesn't allow me. Let me just go through the last one. I'd like to show you the feature that I really appreciate and really value through buying this course, through going over this course is, for example, I randomly picked. I didn't even look. Of course, I'm going to fail, but that's fine. The point here is, you can see here, explanation. This is the section that I value the most. I appreciate it the most. So it's a time saver. You don't need to go through, you don't need to do your own research. Say if you don't understand this question or you pick the wrong answer for this question, you don't need to go through your own study phase, which is good. But it's in terms of, I assume everybody who's working on this is working on a very tight schedule. This is a big time saver for this one, because here it lists the explanation field. It points you directly to the AWS official links. So if you think the explanation is not clear enough or you still want to learn something more in depth, you can click the links over here. So this is the one that I find super beneficial. This one helped me to prepare for the exam very well. There is one free test which is only 20 questions, but in the actual exam there are 65 questions. I think around 65 questions. So this is still up to date. And after you purchase this course, it has 3 practice tests, 1, 2, 3. I took all of them. I passed all of them, so I felt very confident before I scheduled the exam and show up in the exam. Okay, now let's take a look at how you can schedule the exam. So it's called AWS.training. All right, let's sign in here. Sign in. All right, I'm going to quickly sign in. After I click certification, it's going to take me there. A new link is going to show up. So here, you can schedule exams. You can schedule exams here. The reason that I got a recertified is something that I would like to talk about. So I think the only exam that you can take online, basically either in your own office or at home, is this one. The most foundational one, which is the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, the one that we are talking about right now. But I really don't recommend to take it online. I highly recommend you go into a physical testing service center to take it over there. The reason I did it, the status is recertified. That is because I took it first time, I scheduled the first time, I paid everything, paid the exam fee. I try to do it at home because I just would like to stay home, and I'd like to cut the commute short and avoid one trip to the testing service center. But it turns out something didn't work out. I think it's my Wi-Fi at home didn't really work out well. When I took the 23rd question, my internet just froze. Man, that was a total bummer. And I just couldn't do anything. Although the AWS exam or the PSI, this one, the person view or PSI, I don't recall which one. They're very responsive. They cut a ticket to AWS, and AWS resolved the ticket very quickly within 3 business days, I think. Still, it's a bummer. You see, once you are in that mood, you prepped everything, you're so ready to go. You just would like to finish the exam on that day, right? You get that momentum. You don't want that momentum to go. I was pretty frustrated, so I just scheduled a new exam the following day, and then I went into a physical testing service center and I just took it and I passed. So your mileage may vary, but my personal experience is just recommending you don't want to take it online. For me, I'd like to save some time, but it turns out to be a bummer, a time waster. After you pass the exams, AWS is very sweet so that you can have the digital badges. Like say, right now I have 2. This is the first one that I passed, which is AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. So that it's giving you a personalized branded link. You can just click that and post it into your LinkedIn profile so that you can brag about it or something, which is very sweet. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, just leave me down in the comment section below. I really appreciate your time reviewing this, and good luck with your certified exam, and have fun building things on top of the cloud or AWS. I'll see you guys in the next one.